Welcome back to another Naismith Timeless Champion conversation. I'm Whitney Hayworth, thrilled to be joined by Dawn Staley, the head coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks women's basketball program. Coach Staley, we could talk about so many different things, but specifically, I want to talk to you, and we'll get there, but I specifically want to talk to you about the 30th anniversary of you winning the Naismith College Women's Basketball Player of the Year Award, now presented by Jersey Mike Subs. 1992 University of Virginia. When that year comes to mind, what comes to mind for you when you first think of that year?
Well, unfortunately, losing in the national championship Final Four, it was the end to my college career and an end to winning a national championship. But as I reflect, it was great times. It was, I got a chance to experience going to the Final Four 3 times. I got a chance to, although we didn't win a national championship, to be named the Naismith Player of the Year for the second year in a row, and hold that trophy up because it's something that's so prestigious. It is the mountaintop of awards, and it wasn't a consolation. Losing in the Final Four was the consolation to winning the Naismith Player of the Year award.
What was your biggest lesson, especially that senior year, and from going back to your junior year? You fall to Tennessee in that national championship. How did you turn around and say, we're not done yet, I'm going to get better, we're going to keep going? And then even though you still fell short, what was your biggest takeaway at that point in time?
Well, my biggest takeaway is sometimes things don't line up the way you want them to and the way you envision, but that shouldn't deter you from wanting to be successful. And the very things that I utilize playing the game of basketball are the same things that I utilize in real life. Before I was a coach, now that I am a coach, more than likely when I get out of coaching, are the same values that were instilled in me when I was a college player 30 some odd years ago. And I think I take that away, just those life lessons that you learn, you grow, and you pass on to other people who are in the position of wanting to be successful.
And how do you feel the Naismith Trophy has helped kind of in that process of teaching those lessons?
The Naismith Trophy is it's a great piece of hardware. No doubt about it. Nothing really looks like it. The weight of it, I think it represents a lot of things. One is hard work. It represents teamwork. It represents having great coaches. It represents being the very best. And when you are hoisting a Naismith, any kind of recognition, trophy, or hardware, it means that you were the best, hands down. The people who voted, I'm sure, had a really hard time with who becomes that honoree. The ones that were up for it are the people in the same breath, but there was some separation. And fortunately for me, my teammates, my coaches, my experiences, our trips to the Final Four, really our us being the number one team in the country at some point in that year, all helped me be recognized in this way.
Now, when you fast forward to where you are now, South Carolina, speaking of hardware, you all have lifted a number of different pieces of hardware, and we'll get to current day, but we'll rewind a little bit to 2017. And that's when you win that national championship at South Carolina. You had risen to national prominence, obviously, at that point. What did it mean, though, to get to be called the national champion?
It really, it really gave us, or I'm just gonna say me, because I'm gonna talk selfish me.
You can do that. I think that's okay.
I don't do that very often, but when I was growing up in the projects in North Philly, I saw women play in two events on television. One was the national championship game, and the other was the Olympic Games, the gold medal games. So for me, those were two things that I want to check off in my selfish box: being an Olympian and a gold medalist, and then winning a national championship. And I just spoke of 1992. It was the end of me getting a lifelong dream, and I didn't know that I was going to become a coach. And then if I fast forward to 2017, it was an opportunity to check that box off, but also bring with me all my teammates at Virginia. We wanted a national championship. We played like it. We put in the hard work, but it wasn't really in the cards. And then when I got into coaching, I coached at Temple University. All of my coaches, as well as my former players, who all came to Temple thinking they were going to win a national championship, believed in it. And then all of my former players at South Carolina before 2017 all believed that they were going to win a national championship, and it didn't happen. So when it finally happened in 2017, I made sure that everybody that was with me on this journey to secure a national championship were recognized. So I did. I bought all of them, all of my former players, all of my former assistant coaches, the trainers, everybody that was a part of the quest, the vacated quest of winning a national championship. I got them national championship miniature trophies. So I know we wanted to win it at Virginia, but because it happened in 2017, there were so many more people that shared in that moment that it was the icing on the cake.
And one person that got to share it in that moment and share in another moment with you the following year is Asia Wilson, You welcomed her into the Naismith Trophy fraternity that is Player of the Year. What did it mean to have one of your players win that award?
We're in coaches. We're in the business of being dream merchants for young people, and all young people, the ones that you get to work with every single day, and those young people who are watching us in our game, in our sport. You want them to be super successful. Asia Wilson winning the Naismith Player of the Year meant that my players are reaping the benefits of that same hard work that goes into being the best college player in the country. And it is, I was in her box and checking off being the Player of the Year, the Naismith Player of the Year. I mean, you can be a conference Player of the Year, you can be an AP Player of the Year, but when you're the Naismith Player of the Year, it hits a little bit differently. And I know some of those awards are national, but this has been in the works. I'm talking, I know there was the Naismith Player of the Year trophy given to I wasn't the first 30 years ago. So this is history being made. So, I mean, it goes to show that this game is a gift of giving. If you give to it, it will pour into you and give you so many blessings that you won't have room enough to receive.
So, Coach, then we fast forward to 2019-2020, an unprecedented season. That word has obviously been used so many times when we get to that point in time. But your roster that year, arguably the best talent that you've ever had. And although the season got cut short, you won the Warner Ladder Naismith Coach of the Year award, and deservedly so. So when you think about winning the award that year and with the team that you had, what does it mean? And what does it also mean that you were the only person to be a former player that wins the award that then also wins it as a coach?
I mean, it's pretty cool when you're being recognized in your sport as being the best. I think as competitors, that's what you're in the game for, is to be the very best. I biasly think that we had the best team in the country in 2019, 2020. We were playing the best basketball of, I think, any team across the country with our winning streak. We were the number one team in the country. 9 weeks until the bottom fell out. I think it's great when you're able to represent who I think is the best team in the country and be rewarded as the coach of the year. Again, you have to pull in the people who allowed that to happen, who created the space for that to happen. And that is our assistant coaches, our performance coach, our athletic trainer, our doctors, our managers, our practice guys, our players, everybody that plays a role in our program help, because that is what we're all come together for, is to be the very best. And a lot of times that is, we're very satisfied with our team being the best. And I'd much rather hoist a national championship. But when the year ends the way it ended, selfishly, I wanted this award because it represents being the best. And we couldn't compete for a national championship, but we were graded on where the season ended. And you never know. Now you never know when the bottom will fall out and the season's gone. But I have, being the Warner and the Naismith Coach of the Year honor, to when we look back on history, we're going to see that there wasn't a national championship team, but there was a Warner and Naismith Coach of the Year, and that's me. And I want to be remembered on the most stressful times of a season that we had in women's college basketball.
And no doubt you will be remembered for that, for sure. Now, when you look at the game today and you look at the game where it was when you were a player, how have you seen the game of women's basketball grow? Obviously, the Naismith Award has been a huge part of that, but there have been so many other puzzle pieces to getting the game where it is today.
I have to credit the players and their commitment to getting better. And I think there are a number of reasons why players are so much better nowadays. And that is when you have the WNBA, that carrot dangling in front of them, young people want to work harder. But you also have to look at where our college game has come. We're on TV a lot. We're in the palm of people's hands with on phones, on iPads. Everywhere you go, every single day of the week, there's a women's college game on, and we are in high demand. So everybody wants to be a part of that. And young girls are out there dribbling in their driveways, shooting in gyms when there's nobody there. They're getting their trainers, they're getting their game in order. And that's all because of the exposure that's given to our game. So it's just really more popular. We're the popular sport at this given time, and we're seizing the moment by elevating our play, elevating our coaches, elevating the entire sport of women's basketball, and it's a beautiful thing to see.
And now, while we've been mainly talking about how the Naismith Trophy has impacted your life, I would be remiss if I didn't look forward to the rest of this basketball season. There's plenty more to play for at this point in time. Where do you think your team stands in moving forward into the rest of the season?
Our team is in a really good place. We're battle tested. We played more ranked teams this year than any other team in the country, and we won all of them. We are still a work in progress. in that I don't think we've played our best basketball. We're finding ways to win. We have that resiliency, like the team of 2019, 2020. They want to win. They play this game every day. They put in the work. They've made sacrifices. They put themselves in a position to be the top team in the country, and they're not going to let up until they're able to hoist a national championship trophy. And I hope, I hope and pray that they're able to do that, because this group has worked extremely hard. And I know other teams may say that, but I represent the University of South Carolina and our women's basketball team, and I work with these young ladies every day, and I see the sacrifices that they make every single day. So I hope that when this year's over, we reach that pinnacle of being the best team in the country.
Well, Coach, I certainly appreciate it. We look forward to seeing what the rest of this season brings. Congratulations on celebrating the 30th anniversary of your second Naismith College Women's Basketball Player of the Year Award, and also congratulations on winning the Coach of the Year Award in 2020.
Well, thank you. It's been a fun time reflecting on the past 30 years, and I thank you, Naismith, for recognizing women's basketball. I thank you for recognizing young people and allowing them to receive the honor of being a Naismith Award winner.